Yeah. 21 questions. That feels good, don't it? It feels good at the top of a Monday morning, man. What's going on, everybody? It's your man, VJ Verdell Husky, a.k.a. VJ Wright, a.k.a. the Big Vanilla Shack, a.k.a. Mr. 8515, a.k.a. VA's Top Talk Boy, Mr. Never Shut Up, the Big Vanilla Color Card, the Big Vanilla Handsome, the Big Vanilla Sexy, the Big Vanilla Sports Radio Talk, Legend Killer. Y'all know the nicknames, man. Coming to y'all from the DMV live right now, Spreaker.com, VJ's on Sports with Conda, live right now in Los Angeles, California. Beautiful, sunny, clear sky day, not a cloud in the sky. We got a great show for you guys lined up today. Got a lot to talk about. Gonna be with you guys probably for about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes today, because I got to shoot down to Hollywood and I got to work on a TV sports talk show today. Shout out to my man Emory Ogletree. Coming out here from his home city, doing big things, trying to get things started. So we'll be over there today, lending my sports talk proudness, expertise to the show. So I'm glad that they asked me to come down. So I got to handle that later on today. So a lot to get to today. We had a great heavyweight championship fight over the weekend. We had Wilder and Fury. A lot of people don't disagree with the outcome. Everybody's got their opinions. I will have two-time Golden Glove champion Kenny Wack and also two-time national champion. He also was a championship contender for the IBF lightweight title in his day, and he owns a training facility out here in Los Angeles, trains a bunch of celebrities, including Earthquake, who I am a reoccurring guest on his radio show over on Kevin Hart LOL Network out in Canoga Park, California. So, a lot to get to with that today. We're going to talk a little bit NFL. We're going to talk Kareem Hunt. We're going to talk Mike Mularkey. We're going to talk Aaron Rodgers. We're going to talk Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin. I keep telling Steeler fans over and over and over again, I'm sorry. I know you like him. I know you love him. I know he's cool. I know he has the really cool demeanor and he says some really quirky and really nice things to the media during his media availability. I understand he's probably a really nice guy and he really cares about his family and he really cares about his family, his teammates and his teammates' family. And I get all of that. But in sports, I don't care how much you like somebody. It's about X's and O's, W's and L's, period. We got to get out of this era of sports where we live in where just getting somewhere is enough. You don't even have to win anymore. NBA, baseball, basketball. The only place where you really got to win is like Major League Baseball. You got to really go win. I live in LA. The home team is the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a really good baseball team. They're a great baseball team. But nobody's sitting around going, well, at least we got to the last two World Series. Dodger fans are walking around like, nah, man, F that. We need to win the damn World Series. Damn, just getting there. We need to win the World Series. That's what you're hearing from Dodger fans. That's what it used to be in my day. When I was a young buckaroo, a little young whippersnapper running around, wow. That's how we looked at sports. Did you win? Not, oh, yeah, we got to the state playoffs. Did you win? Oh, my favorite team made the playoffs. Did they win? Oh, my favorite tennis player got to the semifinals of Wimbledon. Did he win? Now we live in the era where you don't have to win to even be considered great. You can be great and be the GOAT without winning. And that's because millennials have seeped in and started writing a lot of false narratives. Analytics has totally ruined sports. Analytics is the worst thing to happen to sports. The worst thing. It may work for one or two franchises, but if analytics are so great, why doesn't everybody use it? It was so great. You know why people still keep going to McDonald's? Even though there's reports of poison, reports of the food being washed with bleach to get the pink slime out of the red meat or the chicken or whatever people want to say about McDonald's food. Human meat being tested out of their factories, which means they're using corpses. Like, think about that. When their meat tests for a human being, that means they're using corpses in their meat. And people still go. You know why? For the fries. They still go for the fries. Even though you have all the information, everybody still goes for the fries. Why? Because the fries are still the best. If analytics was so great, they'd be the McDonald's fries. Everybody would still go for the fries. And they don't. You don't even have to win anymore. Perfect example with the Wilder and Fury fight. Nobody won, but people want to act like Wilder like whooped his ass and beat him down. You don't even have to win anymore. LeBron James in the NBA, 8 straight finals, 3 and 5 in the finals. You don't even have to win. He's below 500. We don't look at anybody in any sport ever who's below 500 in the championship round or the Super Bowl or the Grand Slam final or majors in golf. We don't look at anybody that's under 500 and call them the GOAT. Nobody. Millennials started that. Jerry West is like, what, 1-7 in the finals? And nobody would dare put him even. I see people with top 10 lists. They don't have Jerry West in the top 10. Why? He was a great player. But why is he not in the top 10? He did not win enough. Why is Wilt not considered the best big man? Now, you'll get people try to change their answer because they want to defend their narrative that's being written today. So now you get, oh, well, not me. I never said Dan Marino wasn't the greatest pure passer or the greatest pure quarterback of all time. I never, no, them the same damn people who used to say it. They swear they didn't, they swear they didn't say it. They swear they didn't used to say it because now it goes against their argument for what they're trying to hold on to today. Now it goes against their argument. So now it's, I never said. You all said it. He didn't win. He didn't win enough. You all said it. He didn't win enough. And I understand that. I'm not mad at that. Like you can have that argument. Don't flip it around and change it now. We'll talk college playoffs. I have the perfect solution for college playoff. I have the perfect solution that not one person is talking about. Not one. Not one on TV. Not one on radio. Not one at the barbershop. At work by the water cooler. Nobody has the solution that the Big Vanilla, Big VJ, Big Vernon Husky, VJ Wright, whatever. However you know. Y'all know I got like 30 names. Y'all know I got nicknames for. I'm like Shaq. I got nicknames for days. But nobody has my solution. And my solution, when I tell it to you today, you will say, wow, that's pretty damn near perfect. He nailed it. This is not a true playoff, people. This is the BCS without computers with more teams that factor in. Because you took away from the computers to give to humans who have feelings, who have ties to universities, who have ties to certain conferences. And you're telling me that's not going to play any role, the money aspect of who you could get in? And we'll talk about that because I believe there's a team that got in because of a player they have. I've talked to people, guys. I talked to people at Fox. I talked to people at ESPN. I talked to people at Fox Sports West. I talked to people at Bleacher Report. I talked to people at major publications, major radio networks, major TV networks. It's been a minute since I've been on live air, but trust me, you guys see the social media. You watching. You see the even flows and the waves of what I'm doing and where I'm at. That's why I can't always get on radio the way I want to, because I got stuff going on. Like before, when I was doing radio for like 3 years, 5 days a week, 4 days a week, giving you guys all of this, got over 20,000 listeners, 20,000 clicks, 14 countries, 23 states. I was just kind of working 9 to 5, working in the cell phone industry, doing my radio show before I went to work in the morning, after I came from the gym, with comedy and acting and filmmaking and calling games and broadcasting and special guests on this show, special guests on this show, special guests on this show, here, there. I just did TMZ last week for the first time. I'll be back on TMZ in 3 weeks. Oh, well, 2 weeks now because it's already been a week past. I'll be on TMZ. Again, every 2 weeks I'll be on TMZ now. Just got the text message this morning. So it's been a while since I've been able to really put some juice out there. Really sprinkle some stuff on y'all. And a lot's happened. But we'll get into all of the college football playoff stuff. I'm telling you guys, I have the perfect solution. And last but not least, what I want to talk about today, something really, really, really serious. Kareem Hunt, there's a video released with Kareem Hunt, who has who punched and kicked the lady. Now, I always try to refrain from saying too much too early, especially with the way my career is growing. Calling games for Max Prep Sports, ESPN Radio, Fox Sports TV, Fox Sports West, Prep Sports Nation. My name is getting out there. And the one thing I am learning, even when I don't want to do it, I have to watch what I say and how I say it. Is it fair to me? No, at all. No. Can I do the job? Can I show up and call a great game? Can I show up and be a great guest? Can I show up and make people laugh and entertain or talk great dope sports and make people think and make people agree with me or disagree with me, but just bring an entertainment value to your show? If the answer is yes, then it should not matter what I think politically. It should not matter what I think about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y, the X, Y, Z. None of it shouldn't matter about any of that. But the sad part of reality is social media is used to judge people now. It's not just used to show your vacation, which is cool. It's not used to show the dope lobster dish that you got at a restaurant that you only get to go to for your birthday every other year, what have you, because it's mad expensive and you got kids and a husband. You just can't be blowing $350 on a dinner. That's cool. Skydiving, cool. Courtside seats for the first time, you're like, cool. I'm not a guy who rips people because they want to be on social media. I get social media. And it helps a lot of people come out of their shell. There's a lot of people that if there weren't social media, they would be really shy and introvert type people. Social media has helped. Now, there's a lot of BS on social media. There's a lot of fakeness on social media. There's a lot. I try to tend to stay away from that. And you can't complain about it. Just keep scrolling. I should put that on a t-shirt. Yo, put that on your bag. Put that on a t-shirt for me. Keep scrolling. VJ says, just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Scrolling, 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 scrolling. Just keep scrolling, man. You ain't got to look at everything. But the Kareem Hunt situation, I refrain from saying so much early because I needed to hear everything. I got to hear everything. And I'm a firm believer. People read what they want to read and interpret it how they want to interpret it. That's what really ticks me off about social media. Is the simple fact that anybody could take anything that's not even remotely close to being meant to what you're going to try to make it mean or make it out to be and be completely wrong and be completely off. But just to satisfy your own personal greed, your own personal need, your own instant gratification, you will take something a certain way that somebody means in a totally opposite direction. So therefore, I have to kind of watch how I said things about the Kareem Hunt situation. Now, with a little more news, and the one thing I wanted was to hear from him. I always want to hear from the person. Let me hear from the person first. Tiger Woods, let me hear from Tiger Woods. Michael Irvin with the cocaine back in the day, let me hear from Michael Irvin. Michael Jordan with the woman he was paying $250K a year to, or the gambling, let me hear from Michael Jordan. Colorado with Kobe, let me hear from Kobe. Colorado, Shaq and Kobe, let me hear from Shaq, let me hear from Kobe. Let me hear from Bus. Let me hear from the people that have the situation, that are in the situation before I just run off at the mouth. And I've had to learn that. I wasn't always that way. I've had to learn that. A lot of you people need to learn that too. So quick to congratulate or so quick to condemn, and you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I will say this, and let me start here. And I'm only going to say this once. So anything I say after this, if you decide to listen to it and interpret it a certain way, it's on you because I've already clarified it. I'm not in the business of clarifying stuff over and over and over again for people. The only person that really gets that for me is my wife. My kids are grown. If daddy said it this way, if I said this what I meant, this is what I did, this is what I meant, this is what I did. Mom, brothers, friends, cousins, in-laws, don't matter. I say it one time. I'm not saying it a bunch of times. You either take it how I'm saying it, or you take it on your own day, run with it. Then at the end of the day, that's fine. Take it how you want then. I do not condone hitting women. I don't condone domestic violence. I thought Urban Meyer should have been fired. I thought his whole coaching staff should have been fired. I thought the AD at Ohio State should have been fired. You could get another job somewhere, but you covered this up, you got to go. Not the fact that the coach Zach Smith was beating his wife, just the simple fact that you guys were all implicit to this. You guys were all culpable in this. You all got to go. You knew this was going on. You all got to go. We got to show that we protect women. Women and children. Women and children. America does not give a damn about women and children. You can see it in the education, children. You can see it with domestic violence and employment and the way women are treated in corporate America, women. They don't care about women and children at all. They care about money and they care about powerful white men. That's it. That's it. Those are just the facts. You've seen it over history, over and 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 over again. When are we going to wake up and realize it is what it is? Now, there's a story that came out that the woman actually started yelling and slaying and hurling racial slurs at Kareem Hunt. Basically, calling him, and I'm going to say it, calling him nigger. I hate when we go with the N-word. No, say it. Say it. The word's out here. People say it all the time. Black people say it with the GA on the end. White people, when they're mad at somebody or they want to try to insult a black person, they put the ER on the end of it. Just say it. This whole N-word thing, no, say it. It doesn't bother me, but I see why it would bother some people. I see why people would react the way that they do. Especially when you are hurling it because you know you are trying to insult and hurt or get a reaction or whatever the case may be. And I am a firm believer that what you get out, or excuse me, what you put out is what you get back. I am a firm believer in that. So if you want to put out racial slurs and you want to go out public right now because the guy in the White House is leading you guys to this, and that's the aura of our country. We live in a racist country, period. It's racist. It's white male dominated. It's built on white supremacy. And that engine's going to keep rolling. But now you have people walking around who think it's really open season and okay to go back to the 30s and the 40s and the 50s where we were actually not free, but kind of free. Black people were. But everywhere they went, can't sit down here, can't eat here, can't drink here, can't watch movies here. This is the colored entrance. We couldn't even walk in the same door as a white man. We couldn't even sit in the same restaurant and have a cup of coffee as a white man or a white woman or a white child. I think it's really irresponsible when I look on the internet, I see people say these things that, oh, well, you just got to walk away. You don't understand everybody else's understanding of what this country is about and what it's built on and how we live and how we are treated in this country. It's easy for instance, I'll use my own family member. I'm not going to say what family member it is, but I have a family member that's very well off in life. Very, very well off in life. I'm talking well off in life. Millions, okay? Millions. Homes, material possessions. In my opinion, someone like that is out of touch of reality what the daily average normal walk through life of a black person is. Because you don't face all the same challenges because you don't live in the same neighborhoods. You don't work in the same profession. You're looked at differently because you dress differently, you talk differently, and you have money. Even though somebody may feel some way inside about you when they come in, when you walk in the door, you got money. So you will be treated differently as opposed to me, or as opposed to my brother, or as opposed to my best friend. I say that to say, I asked this person one day, did they feel like they had an obligation to the black community? Their answer to me was no. No, I don't. Everybody need to take care of themselves. Everybody, that's their mentality. Even though they know the history, even though they know the challenges, even though they know what we go through today, They don't really go through it on a daily basis because of how they are set up. Now, that's not to say it can't happen to somebody. That's not to say that you can't get called a nigger. That's not to say that something bad can't happen to you, something racial can happen to you. But the probability of it happening to you as opposed to somebody else on a much lower economic level is eons apart. Eons apart. That's just the facts, people. That's just the facts. Yeah, you could give me an athlete that got roughed up by police or something. Normally, it's the police don't recognize who the hell they are. When they recognize who they are, show me the videos of where black known celebrities and athletes are being roughed up by the police or being racially profiled. Just show me what it is. Because when you walk in, they know who you are. They know you're a $50 million man. I want some of that money he about to spend. I'm not about to racially profile him. I'll racially profile a lawyer that makes $300,000 a year, but I don't know he's a lawyer, and I don't know he makes $300,000 a year until he tells me. All I see is a black man that just walked into my business. I don't know that he plays receiver, or plays shooting guard, or plays third base or center field. So, to spin that back to the Kareem Hunt situation, I can't say what I would have done in that situation. Me personally probably would definitely not have hit the woman. But I watched the video. And the woman is viciously coming at this man. Now, once again, you can spin it how you want. Everybody has a spin. You can spin it how you want. But I thought the same thing in the Joe Mixon video, where this woman is basically assaulting him. So what black men are being told is that we have to let white women assault us. That's what that's kind of what you're saying by it. You just got to walk away. You just got to walk away. Because not one person called me or called my show or text me or hit me on social media and said, Ray Rice should have walked away. You just got to walk away. There are a lot of men who want to try to speak up. Oh, he just got to walk away. You just got to do this. And they done put their hands on women. My dad abused my mom, okay? I come from it. I've seen it. I've seen family members, friends that I know, female friends that I know, that have had hands put on them by men. And I've heard every reason and every excuse and every situation and everything you possibly can come up with. I live by the rule, everybody keep their damn hands to themselves. You don't get to hit me because I'm a man and you're a woman. I stand strong. Keep your hands off of me. Do not hit me. My wife knows not to hit me. Any ex-girlfriend knew not to hit me. Don't hit me. Don't put your damn hands on me. Nobody, male, female, don't touch me unless you want to fight. So my question is, should black athletes, if we're being attacked, we have to just stand there and just take it? On another flip side to this, I want to know, why is it always such a privilege to be a pro athlete? It's a privilege to play in the NFL. It's a privilege for you to work at the post office. It's a privilege for you to be able to get up in the morning, that God woke you up, gave you 2 eyes, 2 ears. You can see, walk, smell, touch, and feel, and think. That's a privilege alone right there. So you tell me you make a mistake, we got to cut your eyes out. We got to take your vision away. We got to pour bleach in your eyes so you can't see no more because you did something wrong. So we got to take a privilege away from you. NBA, MLB, NHL, it's not a privilege, people. It's a damn job. There's a supply and a demand. We're the ones who want to see it. If we didn't want to see it so bad, and if we didn't generate so much money and generate so much merchandising, TV contracts, ratings, if we didn't do all of that ourselves, if we weren't the ones pushing that narrative and doing that ourselves, guess what, people? Kids would not grow up wanting to play in the NFL, wanting to play in the NBA, MLB, NHL, NASCAR, golf, tennis. We push the narrative. And for this narrative to be, oh, well, It's a privilege to play. It's a damn job, people. Should he be punished? Absolutely, by the law. He should be punished by the law. I'm not sure I'm for companies punishing people for what they do on their personal time. And that's anybody. That's not just the NFL. That's any company. I just said it myself to you here. Do I show up and do my job? At the end of the day, do I show up and do my job? Let's not act like if your favorite team signed Kareem Hunt and he ran for $157 and 2 touches next week, you boycotting your team? The only people that boycott is when a black man takes a knee in the NFL. That's the only boycott of a player I've seen. Lawrence Taylor, beloved. Michael Irvin, beloved. Ray Lewis was in a double murder trial, beloved. Deion Sanders talks about his years of womanizing and cheating on his wife and being in a hot tub with 5, 6 different women and calling Michael Irvin to come over and chill, beloved. But we want to act like we care about women and children so much. Stop it. Stop the BS. I'm a Kobe guy. I didn't agree with Colorado, but that wasn't going to make me stop watching the NBA. That wasn't going to make me stop cheering for Kobe. I don't care about what you do in your personal time. That's being judgmental. You're my entertainment. These players are our entertainment. You guys hold way too much love and way too much for some of these pro athletes. I make fun of LeBron fans all the time. You guys are man fans. This dude don't care about you. He don't know you exist. Keep buying his shoes. Keep funneling his companies and funding his companies so he can get to be the billionaire he wants to be. That's what he cares about. That's what Jordan cared about. That's what Kobe cares about. That's what Magic cares about. That's what Brady, name them, Odell, Brady, Rodgers. Name the big stars in all the sports. Yeah, they go read some books. They go to some schools. They open up a school. They put some kids in college. People, those are tax write-offs for business people. Learn economics. Those are tax write-offs, people. Those are legitimate tax write-offs. Not saying they're not doing it from their heart. I get it. But to try to weigh everything on all of that, no, I don't. Because I don't know what they do when they close their door. Nobody knew Kareem Hunt hit that woman. Nobody knew. That happened in February. The NFL knew. The Chiefs knew. They didn't put it out. The local police knew. They didn't put it out. The police, wherever the incident happened, I think it was in New York or in Florida. I can't remember where it happened. It wasn't in Kansas City. It was in New York or Florida, somewhere in the hotel. The police knew it happened, and they never put it out. This idea that we want to take livelihoods from people for making mistakes. And I have a cousin that I love a lot. She's a very, very beautiful black woman. I love my older cousin and her husband and her children. I won't put her name out, but she knows who she is if she ever listens to it. She's a teacher. She said, if something happens to me or if I do something, I'm a teacher. I'm in a public eye. I can lose I get it. But that don't mean I agree with it. That don't mean I agree with it. The moral compass of this country is supposed to be the first family. We're supposed to live off of what the first family image is of America, meaning the president, his wife, and their kids. Period. We're not supposed to be living off the image of an actor, the image of an NBA player, of an NFL running back. They're not the moral compass. They're not the moral compass of us. Never have been, never will be. Not, at least not to me, they won't be. They won't be to me. I'm reaching out to my man right now. I want to flip over to the boxing match from the other night. So I'm gonna hit up my man Kenny Wack. If I could get him here on the line real quick and we can rap about this fight.
Yeah, I'm on the line.
My man Kenny Wack. Let me give you the proper introduction, brother, so that my peoples know who you are. This gentleman right here is a 2-time Golden Glove champion. He is a 2-time national champion. He was also a title contender and fought for the light heavyweight IBF title in his day. He trains managers. He's a trainer. He's a manager, and he also has his own facility. If you're out here in Southern California, it's at 7630 Vine, Lynn Avenue out in Sun Valley, beautiful area. And it's the Wax House Boxing. It's inside Valley Fitness. He's a celebrity trainer. He trains Earthquake, that's how I link up with him over at the Kevin Hart, LOL Network. My man, Kenny Wack. What's going on, Kenny? Welcome to VJ for Sports Like Conduct.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man.
I'm glad to be on the air, man. Hey, I'm gonna make it. You know that. You call me, I'm gonna be on the air.
Listen.
Out a lot.
I've been telling y'all every time I come over there, dog. I do my radio. I'm gonna get y'all on. I just been waiting. And when that fight happened Saturday night, when the decision was read, I was at a 1-year-old birthday party that turned into a fight party. Yeah, it was at a 1-year-old. you know how black people do when they had a kid birthday party in the daytime. At the nighttime is the party for the adults. Exactly.
For adults.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Before they read the decision, we all standing in the living room. Everybody's standing up. It's about 20 people in the living room watching the fight. There's people in the garage watching on projector screen. I yelled out when everybody goes, "Who you got, V?" I said, "You know what? I've seen way too much boxing in my life. They about to do some BS right here. I can feel it." I said, they about to do some BS right here. You are a professional.
Why you BS? You tell me why you said BS.
Well, no. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna give you my synopsis, and then you being a professional, I'm gonna let you have the floor, and you tell me where I may be right and where I may be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've been watching boxing all my life. I grew up on the welterweight, middleweight years of Hearns and Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard. And then, of course, years with Purnell and De La Hoya and Julio Cesar Chavez. And then, of course, the heavyweights of the years with Tyson and Bo and Holyfield and Lennox. We could go all day. I grew up in the golden era, in my opinion, the golden era of boxing.
Yes, you have. That was the time.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay. Now, what I have always been told and what I have always been shown as a boxing fan, that punches count for points, and whoever has the cleaner punches landed is going to win the round. Period. Now, I know today it's about who's the busier fighter. I don't agree with that. You and I talked about that off the air.
I don't agree with that either.
Yeah.
A lot of times, even he was hitting him, but he was tapping on him, slapping a lot of times. It was some little boy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. When Tyson was hitting him with some slap, I'm like, come on, man.
Oh yeah. Now here's my thing though.
You can't hit nobody in the arm and thinking that's the point.
If you can tell me now, and this could just be a black mark on boxing. Maybe what people are saying about boxing is true. And I don't want to believe it. I'm a Pierce. I know you don't want to believe it because you're a professional. You're still in the industry, but when you see a fight like that, ending a draw, when clearly, and I told you, I backed out of the Tyson pick, and I was going for Wilder. I wanted Wilder to win the fight. Yeah. Because I want to see him and Joshua, or I want to see him give Ortiz the rematch that Ortiz deserves.
Yes.
So I wanted him to win the fight. But if you can look at that fight, and you tell me there's a judge that saw that fight, 115, 111 for Wilder, when Wilder himself said, I ain't really do what I was supposed. I didn't get my punches going. I thought, now, and I'll end it with this and I'll give you the floor. I thought Fury won the fight. Now, I know there's a lot of politics in boxing and judging, but I thought Fury won the fight. I don't think Wilder won the fight, but a draw to me just almost puts a major black mark on the heavyweight division going forward in boxing.
Can I tell you something?
No. You got the floor. You got the floor, brother.
I fought for a title in London. I beat the shit out of the guy. And you know why I ain't get the belt? Where I'm at, in London. Why? He's a champion. And just like this, like if Wilder a champion, if a champion knocks you down twice and almost finish you, the count was long. If you get a champion to knock you down twice, automatic, you lucky to even get a win, even get a draw. I'm just saying the boxing game. I've been in the boxing game. It's like the champion, you got to beat the champion. You just really got to do. You can't get knocked down twice by no champion and still think you won. That's a good draw he had. I admit he had like a little points, he was up on point. But you saw as far as if a champion knock you down twice, you think they're going to give you the belt? And you end up, like I said, I'm in a whole nother, like, if you was over in his hometown in England where he's from, that's a big difference. But out here, they wouldn't. If you go out there, you would never get a decision.
You think if they
No,
fought
he
in
isn't.
England, you think if they fought over the Atlantic that he'd have won the fight?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
okay with you?
Especially
Is that
when
okay with you as
but
a
I'm just
boxing?
saying, no, I just know, no, it's not. It's not. But I'm just saying, I know the game, and they would do it to us too. If he was a champion and you went over there, especially if you could have had little points on him, if he knocked you down twice, you think they would have gave him the belt? Just think about it.
Nah, you make a compelling
about it.
point. No,
You think-
I didn't think about it like that. That's why I got to
Telling
bring
you, I know
professionals
boxing
on.
game.
That's why I got to bring
got ripped
professionals
off. I
on.
swear to God, I'm gonna tell you how bad I know I beat the guy. I took his fight on the 10-day notice, and I knew my skill wise, I knew I beat him. I went there and beat him so bad. A week later, I swear to God, this guy named Mark Prince, he's a champion. He called me a week later. He said, "Kenny, can you help me get ready for my next fight? Because the shit you did to me, I know damn well I don't want to say nothing." He know he lost, but it's like you're in his hometown. He the champion. You can't win on points. It's hard to win on points. So I'm sorry, that's the game. A little point, especially when you get dropped twice. And I think the referee counted too long, gave the man too much time. How you gonna count the man, then let the man walk around? Come on, man.
All right, let's go to that. Let's go to that because I watch replay over and over and over again. I will say this. I'm not gonna say whether it was long or whether it was on time, but my argument is, or I'll ask you as the boxing peers professional, could I argue or could I debate that if you want every count to start right on time, then damn it, every count needs to start right. I've watched thousands of boxing matches where when a guy hits the ground, first of all, the referee got to make sure that the other guy gets to a neutral corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, Wilder's sitting there showboating, right? Doing the throat cut and not getting his ass into the corner. Let's just call it what it is.
That's true.
Let's just call it what it is.
True.
That's 3 seconds right there. I watched it over. I'm like, okay, let me go back because I don't want to be biased. Let me go. I'm like, whoa.
You chew on that, but the referee wasn't even paying him no attention. The referee supposed to didn't count. He didn't even look at Wilder, really. He was just counting from day one. Then he let the guy get up. Then he let him walk around. All that,
Let me ask you this: in a championship fight, in a fight that you know is close, as a referee, because we talked about this with the Ortiz fight, where I thought the ref could have stopped that fight in the 7th round, but we both agreed you let a champion try to rebound and fight. Exactly.
You got to.
Exactly. You got to let a champion.
Because if you do that, you start a fight, then you become a referee that people don't like.
You become the story. Basically, the referee, become the story. Exactly. It's just like in baseball.
Yeah.
When the umpire throws a guy out just because he says 2 words, well, now we ain't talking about the player. We're talking about your ass, and nobody wants to talk about you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So could I debate and argue that in a championship fight with just 2 minutes left in the 12th round, and a guy actually has fought his ass off, you give him a little leadway? Is that okay or no?
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. Just like saying the count was a little over, but it's like it was a great fight. And I don't think why the man got up alone. That man got up, so you gotta get him the respect.
And then stuck Wilder a few times.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Wilder, man. What is he as a boxer?
I'm gonna tell you what Wilder. I'm gonna tell you what Wilder's problem was. He got himself too hyped. He was too hyped up. He was just looking for a knockout punch. There's so many punches he could have just faked the jab and shoot the left uppercut, but he kept throwing that right hand. Any good fighter, like you gonna know he great load the right hand up. You're gonna go up under that right hand all day long. I think he got himself too hyped, and he was just planning on knocking him out. If he was just planning on trying to work, and then set him up, knock him out, I think he'd fight a better fight. I think next time he would try to knock him out because he was understand that he should have, like, somebody keep throwing over your head. I tell my fighters, all right, well, change it up. Shoot a jab, shoot an uppercut. Change it up, shoot to the chest. You already know he's going to lean down every time. You already know he's trying to get away from your right hand. So now you got to change it up. Just like Floyd said, can't just be a one style fight. You got to know how to change it up. But people already going to know, oh, he got a right hand. If I tell my fighter, okay, he got a right hand, he's stepping to the other side. Take that away from him. He got a good hook. Step to the other side more and more. Make him work a little. He got to do something else. And Wilder as far as his corner people, I was like, they didn't tell the right thing because they were too hyped and he was just doing the same thing over and over. Like,
But
Nah,
isn't
you gonna be a
that
champion, so
kind
you
of
gotta
his
get
style?
better.
I know it's work, so I don't want to complain. It's like Floyd. When people talk
no,
about
it works.
Floyd, it's worked for 40 fights, right? He just throws. He's a haymaker puncher. Let's just call it what it is. He's a haymaker puncher.
Yeah.
And if you can box him, it was like Tyson. We love Tyson. We love Tyson. Why? Because the knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
But there was always the thought in the
Exactly.
back of people's mind. I used to hear my uncles and my stepdad talk all the time and say, "Hey, but if he ever get in the ring with somebody who could box, he gonna be in trouble."
It's gonna show. It's gonna show, and it just shows right there. It's gonna show. All the knockout artists get a problem with somebody boxing because they want to sit there and they can hit somebody. Well, they can't hit, and they even get tired. You know, if you throw boxing, you know about boxing. If you start throwing a lot of hard punches and you miss them, a lot of punches, you're gonna get tired.
Oh, I thought there were three situations in the fight where Wilder he punched himself out in the 5th.
Yeah,
he punched himself out in the 7th. And in the 12th, because we knocked him down in the 12th. When he knocked him down in the 12th, everybody thought the fight was over.
Yeah, he was done. Wilder had nothing left.
He had nothing left. He put those he put everything he had in those last two punches, and they were pretty. Mm-hmm. The first knockdown. Let me ask you a question too, because I'm not all the way up on technical as far as where you can punch. Is that not an illegal punch behind the head, or is that more to the side behind the ear and it's okay?
It's a legal punch when he just go around the head. But when I like anything, everybody don't know when sometimes you lean down and you turn your head, and I tell my guy follow the guy down. If he turns his fucking head, it's on him. He gonna be wild, but like if the referee see you like really trying to go behind his head, they gonna get you. But if you throw a punch and he turns his head a little bit, you can hit him. You can hit him as long as your punches is continue, with your punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Listen,
it's like follow him down.
I love boxing so much. I love hearing you just talk about it right now. Like I'm a boxer. Like, we talk, man. Like I am a purist, dog. Like I don't get down with MMA. I don't do UFC. I am a boxing fan. I like this. They call it the sweet science. They call it the sweet science. Before I let you get out of here, Pacquiao, Adrian, what do you see in that fight in January?
Oh, we got to talk about that one. Like I say, I know if Pacquiao can beat Broner, but I like Broner. Broner just ain't going. Everybody knows. Everybody who beat Broner, what they do, outwork him. Everybody knows just outwork Broner. Broner ain't gonna have a little spurts. He want to show off. He ain't gonna throw enough punches. You already know that. And I just don't think he can outwork Manny. That's all. Other than that, if he can catch Manny, that'd be good. I'm hoping he win, but his last couple of fights, he really ain't. He ain't show me that he gonna work.
What happened to Broner? Broner was billed as the next Floyd. Floyd took him under his belt about 8 years ago. What happened to? I'm a Sean Porter guy. I like when Porter. I picked Porter. I won money on Porter beating him.
Porter beat him.
Yeah, I won money on that fight, bro. I knew Porter was up. Yeah. What happened to Broner, man?
Porter came to fight. He ain't came for Broner come to show off. Porter came to fight. Broner is like. Broner is his own nightmare, man. You know that's just if he did like you try to beat Floyd, but you got to have Floyd train. Because I've been to Floyd camp. Floyd, a good friend of mine. I go to his camp sometimes. Floyd trained like he's broke.
Wow.
Broner don't know that. You can be like try to beat somebody. You can't beat nobody if you ain't gonna do everything they do. Because Floyd gonna be in shape. Floyd can talk that shit all he in shape. That's why people say Floyd shit. Floyd can take a punch. Floyd got caught a couple of times. Good. You know why he recovered? Because he in top shape.
He ain't been punched good. He ain't been punched good since in the fourth round.
Manny called him even what's his name called him?
Well, Manny called him, but the one that sticks out to me.
Not Manny. I'm talking about shit. He fought him twice. Little Mexican guy.
Yeah. Maidana.
Madonna.
Yeah. Madonna called him.
Madonna catch him with that shot?
Yeah, he did. You're right. But I forgot about that one. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Who I'm thinking of is out of LA. Who I'm thinking of, black dude with the light eyes. Why am I drawing a blank on him?
Who?
Oh my goodness, I can't even think of the homie name right. That's a shame because I used to root for him hardcore too. They caught Floyd in the fourth, and Floyd had to clutch and grab him.
Yeah. Shit.
I know, right? I mean, we both drawing a blank on it. I can't believe it. He fight out here. He from LA. Yeah, he fights out in Cali.
Sugar Shane.
How the hell did that slip my mind? Sugar Shane caught him in the fourth.
But
and Floyd had to grab real tight.
Floyd hard, Floyd in shape. That shows you what a champion is. That's why I tell everybody, you ain't true champion till you really can take a shot and go through and and see what you really made of. That boy caught Floyd twice.
Yeah.
That fight. Floyd had Floyd Hart, and he's a beast. I don't understand. He in shape. He a beast. He kept going, and then he just broke him down. He had Floyd hurt twice.
Pound for pound,
you got to have that dog in you.
Pound for pound, take Ali and take Tyson out of it. Pound for pound, in your opinion, greatest boxer to ever walk the earth.
Oh, that's too many of them.
I know, right?
I got too many of them.
What would you have to do? Put a top 5 or a top 10 list together?
That's like shit. Like saying Jack Johnson, Muhammad. And people don't understand Larry Holmes, man. You don't understand.
Larry Holmes. Foreman. Not even just Holmes. Foreman.
Yeah.
You go Foreman. I'm a Sweet Pea guy because I'm from VA.
Oh, Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea. No. That's my boy. I know Sweet Pea personally.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I'm from VA, man. So, I grew up loving Sweet Pea, man. And Sweet Pea's name is never mentioned when you talk about some of the greatest pound for pound, man.
One of the greatest. He's one of the greatest. Yeah.
Wow.
He's one of the greatest. Sweet Pea was, Sweet Pea could have did even more. I know him personally. He just,
Yeah, well, he's from the Coke, and he's from that area. That's the same area. Vic and Allen Iverson, Alonzo Moore, all them dudes come out of that Tidewater, Southern VA area.
Yeah.
You can make it, but sooner or later, I don't know. It's just something about the guys out of that area, man. Aaron Brooks, the Barber brothers, Tiki Ronde Barber, Ronald Curry. I mean, I could go on and on for all the athletes out of that area, man. I grew up. So, hey, listen, my man Kenny Wack, I appreciate you, bro. This is fun. When we have the Pacquiao fight coming up, I would love to bring you back on, and let's talk about the fight. And I'll see you at the studio next week, brother.
Oh yes. Okay, I'll see you, buddy.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you, brother, for gracing my show with your boxing professional.
Anytime,
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I see you next week. All right, partner.
All right, man.
Bye.
My man Kenny Wack, I like that. I love that guy. I do. He is actually Quake's trainer. He trains a lot of personal trainer for a lot of other celebrities. And what I like about him is he's very humble. He don't even throw the names out. I seen his Instagram and saw the people he was training and was like, yo, bro, you train such and such and such. He's like, yeah, man. And out here in LA, everybody's always trying to name drop. Everybody's always trying to talk about, who they train and, who they hang around. And that's just the world we live in out here in LA. Everything is all about, who you're with, who you're around, and all that good stuff. So, listen, I want to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to get a little bit more to Kareem Hunt. I want to get a little bit more to the NFL, college playoff. We'll talk a little NBA. Got about an hour before I got to get out of here and handle my business on this TV tape and sports talk show that I'm doing in Hollywood today. But I definitely want to talk about more the Kareem Hunt situation and more what the NFL should do and as far as domestic violence goes in our country, because I just do not believe and I won't believe that America they care about women and that they care about men. Women and children. I just don't. I don't think that they do. I think that it's always a cover-up because, like I said, the PD knew about this. The NFL knew about this situation. The Chiefs knew about this situation. And nobody said a word until the video came out. And that's alarming because there's still a victim in all of this. But at the same time, did you care about the victim? But now that the video's out, now we want to take the livelihood away from a gentleman. It's like you let him play. You let him play. And it's funny how karma works in life too. Because Kareem Hunt's not having the year that he had last year. Right? Right, people? And I'm not exonerating him at all. At all. Led the league in rushing. Kind of hit the scene new last year. I don't know if he out partying. It's an ego thing. Was he inebriated? Was he drunk? Was he high? Like I said, I need to hear everything, but I will speak on just the surface of it, just so I can get some type of opinion out of it. When we come back, I will tell you all that I am the only person that has the solution to the college football playoff. It's perfect. It'll work. And if the NCAA wants it, just give me my 10 mil and y'all can have it. All that and more coming up. VJs on Sports Like Conduct. Live right now, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, and newly picked up on Deezer. VJs on Sports Like Conduct Live on Spreaker.com. Your host, VJ Wright, a.k.a. VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny. Mr. 8515, the Big Vanilla Shack in the building right now, man. Great show. Great segment we just had right there. My man, Kenny Wack, former IBF light heavyweight title contender, also two-time Golden Glove champion, and also two-time national champion, too. Great stuff from him. I always like to reach out to professionals in the industry that have done certain things, and I can regress and take back what I think or what I say once I talk to someone that's done it. The one thing about me, what I honestly believe is going to help me in my career is never, to you young people out there that are starting radio or want to do TV, my advice to you would be, don't be so quick to tell players, coaches, fighters, golfers, to the ones that have done it, don't be so quick to tell them that you're right and they're wrong. That would be the only piece of advice that I would give to any young person getting in this industry. I ain't been in a title fight before. I've never fought over in England before. I've never fought in Vegas before. I can watch and give my opinion about what I see, but when you speak to somebody in the industry, it's just like sports talk. I do my thing on radio, but I listen to Rob Parker. I listen to the advice that he gives me. I listen to the advice that Chris Broussard gives me. I listen to the advice that Mike Hill has given me. They've done it. They've been there. Now I'm going to go do me, but that don't mean I ain't going to listen. I'm not going to tell them what the industry is. I'm not going to tell them how to navigate the industry. They've been doing this for 30, 40 years. I'm a young buckaroo. I'm a young whippersnapper. I get it. I hold my own. I know what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, I'm not one that's going to tell them about a story that broke or what was going on back in the day with this story or that story. I'm not going to go there. They've been there. They've been through it. They've done it. I'm going to start my opinion. But that would be my advice to young bucks and young ladies that want to get into this. Try to stay away from telling people that been on the court with Kobe what type of player Kobe is. I would listen to that person. They played against him. And most likely got torched by him. I would probably listen to them. Anyway. But great stuff from my man, Kenny Wack. I appreciate you coming on, Kenny. Moving on. Just to touch base real quick on a few NFL news and notes. Green Bay Packers fired offensive coordinator and head coach Mike Mularkey. It's about time. It's long overdue. They are wasting Aaron Rodgers. I tweeted last week, they are wasting Aaron Rodgers' prime. Front office keeps letting his weapons get away in free agency. Don't want to sign big names. Don't want to spend a lot of money. I know the city owns the town, owns the team. That's who owns Green Bay. The town owns the team. I get it. But you're wasting Aaron Rodgers. And him and Mike Mularkey do not see eye to eye. Mike Mularkey obviously can't get the offense really going the way that they want to. Can't keep the defense together. Can't stop people. Can't stop the pass. Can't stop the run. Aaron Rodgers pretty much has to put up 30 a week just for you to have a shot to win. The relationship there has been strained. Aaron Rodgers is one of, if not the highest paid player in the league right now, if I'm not mistaken. It was time for Mike Mularkey to move on. And he's going to be followed. That's followed by Hugh Jackson getting fired already. Mark Mularkey's been fired already. This is the day of firing coaches. Frank Hoiberg of the Chicago Bulls got fired this morning. Sports is different now. It really is. Whether you like it or not, it just is what it is. Sports is different. And if you don't know anything else, then of course it's fine with you. You know, if you didn't know, if the person that had the turkey sandwich, he didn't know he could put bacon on it and make it a turkey club. But when somebody finally put bacon on the turkey club and made it a turkey club, it was like, oh, this is good. What is this called right here? That's called a turkey club. That right there. That's a turkey BLT. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Not just turkey and mayonnaise. Then somebody decided to put lettuce, and then somebody decided to put a little sliced red onion on it. Somebody decided to put a little pepper on the bread. When you put the mayonnaise on it, add a tomato, put some bacon to it. You can always enhance everything. Nobody knows how to enhance it until you enhance it. And that's just the way coaching is right now. I mean, you if you don't enhance your team, if you don't add some bacon to that turkey sandwich, sooner or later we get tired of just turkey sandwiches. Last night, big game. The Steelers showed exactly who they are, which I've been telling people who they are all season long. It's nothing new. This is who the Steelers are. Mike Tomlin. I'm trying to figure out how he still even has his job. I get why he kind of has his job, but I'm still trying to figure out why he has his job. The Steelers botched that game last night at home against the Chargers. Shout out to the Chargers and all the Charger fans I know. Shout out to my man Phillip Rivers for getting his team down the field, driving his team down the field and kicking the game-winning field goal. Going on the road, getting a big AFC win. A lot of people keep calling Chiefs, Patriots. You better watch the Chargers. The Chargers have shown we can come in your stadium and we can steal one from you. As long as they get Gordon back, they're going to have Melvin Gordon for this push. They got to have Melvin Gordon for this push. That's the only way that's going to happen for them to be able to go far in the playoffs is they have Melvin Gordon. Got to have their back. Keenan Allen is playing outstanding. The defense is playing really well. And our defensive rookie not getting a lot of pub right now, my man Derwin James from Florida State. Nobody's talking about that kid, but all he's doing is making plays. He sure is playing better than my Dolphins' Micah Fitzpatrick. Micah Fitzpatrick, I'm going to tell you something about Bama players, man. For all their talent that they have while they're at Bama, more of those guys fall off. More of those All-Americans fall off than consistently produce on an All-Pro NFL level in the NFL. More of those guys fall off. They can't keep a running back doing well in the league. You got Julio Jones and you got Cooper as the receivers in the league. Cooper's been traded. He checked out mentally in Oakland. You can't get Julio into the end zone in the NFL. And Julio is a beast. Okay, I'm not knocking Julio. Julio's a monster. But they still couldn't get him into the end zone the last 2 years. You can't trust the running back there. All these great linebackers and defensive linemen and these DBs and corners that come out of there, they get to the league and it's like, it's hit or miss. Landon Collins was hot for a few seasons, but it's like, he looks like he's kind of missing in action. Where is he? Clinton Dix has been traded out of Green Bay because he was kind of missing in action. Where is he? And I know Mika's only been a rookie, but there's some games where I'm looking on the field and I'm like, where is 29? I can't find him. He's not being double teamed. He's not being taken out of the game plan. It's an adjustment to the NFL. Florida State seems to put their defensive backs in the league and they all do well. They all excel. Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James. They got a few. They got one up in Minnesota and one in Cincinnati. For some reason, their defensive backs come in the league and do just fine. One for the Chargers. They come in the league and just do just fine. Other NFL notes going on right now, too. Did you see the Giants yesterday? Odell said they was going to run the table. And they haven't lost since. I'm not going to lie. It will be hilarious to me to watch the Giants run the table and knock Dallas out of the playoffs and win that division. That's not being a Dallas hater. That's just when they started off at 1-7. Who thought that? Who thought the Giants had a shot? But you have a guy like Odell that says, we're going to run the table. We're going to run the table. Aaron Rodgers said a few years ago, we can run the table. If we run the table, we get the playoff. Then ran the table and then won a playoff game in Dallas. Went into Dallas and beat the Cowboys. Oh, no. Matter of fact, they won 2 playoff games because Dallas was like 14-2 that year, 15-1. They lost that first playoff game at home. Aaron Rodgers took that team to the NFC Championship game. That team that he said could run the table when at one point I believe they were like 5-7 or 5-8. 4-8 or something like that. They said we're gonna run the table. We're going to run the damn table. Tom Brady runs for 1,000 yards. Only took him 19 years. The funny part about that story is, does that even matter? Like, who cares that Tom Brady ran for 1,000 yards? Like, I'm trying to figure out why it was such a big deal. I get it. It's Brady. But it only took him 19 seasons to run for 1,000 yards. And some of the scores yesterday, I just want to go through the scores. I just want to go through like a quick, just like a quick little tidbit on every team. Just really, really fast. So we start with Thursday. Saints, Cowboys, 13-10. Cowboys, great defense. Give the ball to Zeke. Play defense, give the ball to Zeke. The Saints, I'm telling people, the Saints are fool's gold. I've been saying it on other shows. I've been saying it on social media for the last month and a half. The Saints and the Rams are fool's gold. Neither one of those teams will win the Super Bowl. They may go. They're not winning it, though. Neither one of those teams are going to win the Super Bowl because they're going to have to play each other. So both of them, of course, can't go. They're both in the NFC. But they're fool's gold. That defense will give up points. And everything predicates so much on timing. If you just knock their timing off and consistently be a little rough with their receivers downfield, take a holding penalty, take a pass interference penalty, just to knock off their timing a little bit, and just hope that your offense can put enough together and run the football with Zeke, and Dak makes enough plays. That's how they beat him last week. Held him to 10 points. And the Cowboys have 4 straight wins right now. First time since 2016. So that's big. Panthers and Bucks. The Bucks get a surprise win. The Panthers, they got 4 losses in a row. I'm not sure what's going on with there. I will put this filler out real quick. First to the Bucks, then I'll go to the Panthers. With the Bucks, it's very simple. You're hearing stories, you're hearing rumors that they're probably going to move on for Jameis Winston. There was a report out this morning that Deshaun Jackson wants out. You might got to start over in Tampa. Just Jameis Winston being that high of a pick just might not have been the right thing. They might just have to reset that. Doug Martin blew his knee out after having a really, really good year at the running back position and just never been the same back since then. They can't get the ball moved on the ground. They can't really move the ball through the air. Fitzpatrick came in. Jameis Winston's been in trouble. Fitzpatrick has to work Fitzmagic a few times this year. They're a 5-7 football team. So they could be looking at maybe 7-9, I would think. Middle of the pack, middle of the first round. Pick number 14, 15, somewhere in that range. Maybe in the late teens. But maybe you just have to kind of reset and start over there. But with Carolina, that's a very troubled situation in Charlotte, North Carolina with the Panthers right now. And those of you know that have listened to me for years on this show or any other platform I've been on or anything I've done, you all know I loves my man Cam. Oh, Cam. Cam, won't you win for me? But he can't. 4 losses in a row. And I hate to say this, but I have to just stay true to the facts. Cam is starting to look like the quarterback that a lot of experts said he was. As far as accuracy, fundamentals, and I like Cam. I really, really, really do, but I got to keep it 100. I got to keep it 100 with you guys. I got to be real about it. I love Cam. But I'm not sure Cam's the guy. I'm really, really not. And I know, and Olsen's out for the year now. You got McCaffrey. McCaffrey's a superstar. And I'm saying all this to say, when do you start to think about trading Cam Newton? Maybe give Cam a fresh start somewhere else. You get a fresh start with a first-round draft pick because you can move Cam for a first. Somebody needs him. Dolphins could use him. The Jets could use him. Jacksonville could use him. The Broncos could use him. Cam could start for half the other teams in the league. Cam Newton would start. You know what? I'll go as high as 25. 25 teams. Because you got Brady, Rodgers, Breeze, Rivers. That's 4 right there. So that brings it down to 28. Deshaun Watson, so that's down to 27. You're not going to start him over Deshaun. He could go to Tennessee and start over Marcus Mariota. Russell Wilson, because they love him so much up in Seattle. So now we're down to 26. You guys got any more teams out there? Let me know. in Pittsburgh because you got Big Ben. So he wouldn't start in Pittsburgh right now. So there's down here 25 right there of places where he could go and he could start. Or couldn't go and start. But there's 25 available teams. So realistically, let's say 21, 22. But I'm a firm believer you got to move people a few years or a year early, then a few years or a year too late. Because when you do that, you set your franchise back eons. When you wait to trade guys and you wait to move guys. So I would just think about it. I'm not saying trade Cam. But 4 straight losses, you don't have a real number one receiver there. The defense isn't what it used to be. Kuechly can't stay on the field because of concussions. You let Norman go, and the secondary's never been the same. Olsen is now out again with another lower leg injury, another one for the rest of the year. You don't have another number one. You traded Kelvin Benjamin. It's just, I would look to start to make a few moves if I had to in Carolina. I would start to, just entertain it a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Giants and Bears yesterday. Giants picked up the win 30-27 with the Giants. I just spoke about them. I'm actually pulling for them to run the table because I just like seeing wild things happen. And I like the fact that a player stepped out and said it. Their leader, their best player by far on their team, their highest paid player, their most polarizing player, stepped out, said we're going to run the table, and they haven't lost since then. Right now, they're sitting at 4-8. They win the last 4 weeks. They'll finish at 8-8. And if they beat Dallas, Dallas is going to finish at 8-8, but they'll have the head-to-head over them, and they will go to the playoffs. With the Bears sitting at 8-4, I'm not sure how they dropped that game yesterday. You're playing a team with 3 wins. You have a better defense. You have a better offense. And to go on the road and put up that type of performance and actually need a late fourth quarter comeback to even make it a game. The Giants were dominating that game yesterday. I watched a little bit of it. They were dominating that game. I turned to another game. I said, okay, well, I'll go back to my Dolphins because they should be able to take care of this game. But if you're the Bears, you're still 8-4, but you've kind of opened the division back up again. Minnesota took a loss yesterday, but not a lot of people can go on the Patriots and go into New England and beat the Patriots. So Minnesota took a loss. It kind of opens the division back up at 8-4, and we'll see where things kind of go from there with the Bears. But I like what the Bears have for the future. I like Trubisky. I like the offense. I like the way they run the ball. They have backs that you can get into that can do a little bit of everything. And you got Mac on the defensive side of the ball with the rest of those young studs. They have a really bright future. My Dolphins beat out the bum-ass Bills. I love when my Dolphins win division games. Swept the Jets this year. We're going to sweep the Bills this year. I mean, the Patriots. When we get over that hump, wake me up. But I was excited. 6-6, still in the hunt. Ryan Tannehill threw 3 touchdown passes yesterday. And it's not 350 or 400 yards, but he's efficient. We don't have any more receivers left. Grant gone for the year. Albert gone for the year. We had to bring up Devontae Parker caught his first touchdown pass in 18 games yesterday. We had to bring up Carew. We had to bring up the second-year free agent rookie we got out of Virginia Tech just to even have receivers dressed for the game. Danny Armadillo, Avocado, whatever. That's what I think of him. Whatever. Defense still needs some work with the linebackers. Defensive line. We've lost 2 defensive linemen to season-ending injuries earlier in the year. Secondary, I like. We have a young secondary. My man Xavier Howard put him in the Pro Bowl. He's leading the league in interceptions this year. He had 2 more yesterday. He's got 4 picks in the last 2 games. You can't throw on that kid. Now, we could just get Tankersley, and if we could get Lippett and these other receivers over on the corner where they cut Lippett, they moved it down to the practice squad and they cut him because he blew his Achilles and they needed roster space. But if we could just shore up another corner, we might be able to have that Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison kind of day and pay the man. Do not let him get away as a free agent. Pay him. You need corners. It's a passing league. You need corners who can shut people down. You still got Rashad Jones back there. I mentioned Minkah Fitzpatrick already. He's a young rookie. He hasn't been what I thought he should have been so far this year. But, hopefully that changes. And we can get the Minkah Fitzpatrick that was at the University of Alabama down in Tuscaloosa, making the plays and playing the way that he played down there. Colts and Jags, nothing to say about this game. 6-6 Colts lose. They can't. Everybody, Andrew Luck. He couldn't muster 1 point yesterday against a Jags defense that's been manhandled all year long, pretty much. They've had some spots where they've played well. Some spots. That's it. They got manhandled by a team, by a defense that's been walked over this year. I've been trying to tell people all his career, you can Andrew Luck me to death, man. That's fine. Sooner or later, that style of quarterback play, it goes out. And then once he had the injuries, that's it right there. And now they're 6-6. Jaguars sitting at 4-8. Texans and Browns. Hey, look, the Browns are 4-7-1. This is a team that won one game in the last 30-something games previously. I'll take whatever they get this year. Texans, nobody's talking about the Texans 9-game winning streak, started 0-3. D. Watts, I talked about him at Clemson. I talked about him in the draft. I talked about him as a rookie. This kid is what we wanted Cam Newton to be. But because Cam is so big, I think Cam actually runs in a way that's not really conducive to him being as efficient as D. Watts is. And you bring in Demaryius Thomas, you have DeAndre Hopkins, you have Lamar. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting. It's not Lamar Smith. That's the old Miami back, Lamar Smith. Why are names just missing me today, skipping me today? But you have a running game, and you have J.J. Watt back on defense is healthy. You even got the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu out there playing a rover in a Viper position, making plays. As I said, 9-game winning streak, and they're balling right now. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Like I said, in the AFC, everybody wants to hang this so easily on the Patriots and the Chiefs. Let's not forget that D. Watson went into New England last year and beat them. They went in there and got that dub. So be very aware of the Houston Texans. Cardinals and Packers, we talked about the Packers firing Mike Mularkey, but when you lose to a 2-9 team at home that you really should win, that's the first time the Cardinals organization has ever won at Lambeau Field. And they went up there in rain and cold. And the one thing I love about football is you practice all week. You lift, you run, you hit, you study, you film study, you try to eat right, you get your massages, you get your rub downs, you get your ice baths. You do all of this stuff just for 60 game minutes on one day. And when you're on the road and you get a win, and it's not your ideal conditions, it's not the ideal weather, it's not the ideal circumstances, and you can come away with a win, man, I'm telling you, there's something to be said about that. And that is one of the best things about football is that it galvanizes your team when something like that happens. And I think that happened with Arizona yesterday. And listen, they got some things to figure out themselves. They got to figure out what they're going to do with David Johnson. You got to figure out what you're going to do with Larry Fitz. You have your quarterback in the future, Josh Rosen. You have some young pieces on defense. And, they're having a bad year. They're having a bad year, but they can bounce back. The Cardinals can bounce back when they make some smart moves. Rams and Lions. The Lions are on a fire sale. They're letting everybody go. There's nothing to say about the Lions. They've sucked forever. They're going to suck forever, and they ain't never going to win nothing. The Rams, though, is another fool's gold team. They're a fool's gold team. Their defense, no one's talking about how their defense is giving up over 30 points 5 of the last 7 games. In the games that they're not giving it up are against like the Niners and the Cardinals. Minnesota, 30 points. Saints, 30 points. Packers, almost 30 points. They're giving up some points. That defense is not what people thought it was going to be, and that's because you cannot just come and put people together and just duct tape a bunch of names together and write them down on a list and think a defense can go out and be really good. How's Ndamukong Suh working out for you, Rams fans? Talib, Peters, how are all these moves working out for you guys? Your defense is getting torched.
And it only takes one game for your offense not to click or for people to be able to stop your offense. They miss Cooper Kupp big time. You can see it in yesterday's game. They're trying to force the ball now into Brandon Cooks. They're trying to force the ball into Woods now. They're trying to really force things. Cooper Kupp was the receiver that kind of helped steady them. They're 11-1. They're going to get home field. They won the division. That's fine. They're going to get home field. I'm going to a game, so I'm not tripping. They can play all the games out here, the playoffs. I would love to go to an NFL playoff game. I don't think I've ever been. I've never been to an NFL playoff game. I'll go to one when they have their game. I'm going. I'm definitely going. But just mark my words, guys. That defense can be had and can cost them a win. Broncos and Bengals yesterday. Broncos go on the road. The Bengals are done. Nothing to say about them. They're the Bengals, the Bungles, whatever you want to say. No matter how good of players they got. A.J. Green's hurt again. I would shut A.J. Green down for the year, which would mean back-to-back seasons with foot or ankle injuries where A.J. Green is hurt. This could be big. They need to shut A.J. Green down. He needs to have whatever surgery he needs to have, clean this mess up, get himself right, and move on. That's what needs to happen with A.J. Green. Broncos, surprising, 6-6. Case Keenum at quarterback. Defense still good. Von, you still got Von, you still got Vonnie. Still got Von Miller. You still got Emmanuel Sanders. You got some other pieces there, and you got some people around who can make some plays for you, and who can keep you in some games, get some turnovers, and win some games. They won 24-10 yesterday. Ravens and the Falcons. Falcons are done at 4-8. You talk about a Super Bowl hangover. It spanned 2 years. There's nothing much to say there. Ravens, 7-5. It's Lamar Jackson's team by Joe Flacco. Titans and Jets yesterday. Jets are what they are. We knew where they're going to be. They suck, 3-9. They lost 26-22 after really dominating that game early. Titans are another middle-of-the-road team that I can't really figure out, and I don't think a lot of people can figure them out. I don't think a lot of people can figure out the Titans because they're 6-6, and you would think with that defense and with that offensive line and the way they can run the football and with Marcus Mariota, you would think they would be better. They have lost some games, lost some gambling calls by their coach, Mike Vrabel. I don't mind the calls. I'm all for about winning games and whatever you got to do to win the games. And whatever calls you think you got to make the calls and live with them. Chiefs and the Raiders, they're just stacking picks and getting ready for next year. They've already been eliminated from the playoffs. They're 2-10. They're probably looking at 3-13 with the first overall pick. Right? That would give them the first overall pick. I don't think anybody else has a worse record than the Raiders. I'm just scanning the records really fast here. No. Nobody's got a worse record yet. So the Raiders are going to end up with the number one pick. The Niners are 2-10 also. So the Raiders and the Niners, we'll see how that shakes out. But the Raiders are probably going to end up with the number one pick. Patrick Mahomes, they put up another 40 points. It was a shootout. It was 40-33. The Raiders played. They were game. They were there to play. They were definitely game. So that wasn't a problem. At least they didn't get blown off the field. But Patrick Mahomes, 7th game this year with 4 touchdowns. He could be the MVP. Chiefs are sitting at 10-2. We've seen this with the Chiefs. We just got to wait till the playoffs. That's all. And now we got the Kareem Hunt situation. So we'll see how that all plays out. Niners and Seahawks. Seahawks, I think, are still a very lucky team. They play in the division because they're 7-5. If they were in a tougher division, they'd be under 500. But they beat up on the Niners yesterday at home, 42-16. Russell Wilson threw 4 touchdown passes. That's a season high for him. And they're just kind of rolling right now. The Vikings and the Patriots, as I said, the Bears losing opens this division right back up again because the Vikings are 6-5-1. Bears are 8-4. So they're only a game and a half out of first place there. They're going to play each other again. They got another game coming up. Patriots at 9-3, but they don't look very sharp. The Patriots will not go to the Super Bowl, people. They're not sharp enough. And they're going to have to go on the road. If they lose one more game and the Chargers went out, the Chiefs went out, the Texans went out, the Patriots are going to have to go on the road in the second week. They're going to have to play the wild card weekend. They won the division, but they're going to have to play the wild card weekend. They're not going to have a bye. That's going to be so important. They're going to have to go on the road. And I don't think that they have the team to go on the road. There's not the Patriot teams of the past. They're not putting up the numbers. Just go through fantasy. Look at fantasy. Fantasy will tell you where the team's putting up numbers or not. The Vikings, they just need to run the ball more. Dalvin Cook now starting to look like Dalvin Cook, but it takes a year and a half to 2 years. You can come back 8-9 months. from an ACL. You could come back, but you're not the same person again until about a year and a half away. Chargers and Steelers last night, talked about that game too. Game-winning field goal by Michael Bagley from 29 yards. Chargers at 9-4, Steelers at 7-4-1, 33-30. Mike Tomlin. Nobody wants to ever talk about this guy and some of the slip-ups that he has as a coach and some of the teams that he loses to and some of the games that they let get away. Nobody wants to bring it up, but you better start paying attention to it. And you can't trust them in the playoffs. And now Connor's hurt, but they're saying it's not that bad. It'll be fine. Great. But I still just say, at the end of the day, it looked good in the regular season. Let's see how good Connor looks in the playoffs where Le'Veon Bell was money. On the Chargers flip side, I talked about them a little bit already. Phillip Rivers. Just give that guy his due. Take a quick break. When we come back, guys, I will get into the college playoff. We'll finish off the show, and I will tell you all. Been saving it for the end. Been saving it for the last. I will tell you all the number one resolution to the college football playoff, and it is perfect, and it would work just fine and get all the right teams in. All that and more coming up. VJs on Sports with Like Conduct, Spreaker.com. VJs on Sports Like Conduct live on Spreaker.com. Great show today, man. I want to thank everybody else that's listening in live and everybody that will come in and listen to it later on the will come in and listen to it on the podcast when you can go back and listen to it and stream it. Please share it, guys. And also hit me up. I got a new Instagram, VJ Entertainment, VEEJAY, the word Entertainment, LLC. That's my company on my Instagram. Also started a new sports streaming network that I'll be streaming some high school basketball games this year. I was working for Fox Sports West. I was working for ESPN in Learfield this year. Did Cal Poly University college football games. Division One, did some high school out here. John Bosco Prep, the number 1 team in the nation. Did Oaks Christian Games, has the number 1 player in the nation. Kayvon Thibodeau, who will announce today he will make his college decision on December 15th at 5 p.m. So I will actually be at that. That is a party he's having out in Thousand Oaks, close to where the shooting happened, at that club, at that bar, that dance hall out there. So I want to go support and donate what I can, my time. Plus, I want to be there when the number 1 player in high school announces where he will be going to play college football. Also, shout out to my man Elijah Hall. San Gorgonio High School running back went for 2,100 yards this year. The kid is 5'6" and $165 and ran like that this year. Loved watching them cover this game. Shout out to my man Zach Chabernet, running back from Oaks Christian. Michigan commit 6'2", 221. We need that bad up there, man. I do not like the way that the running game went at Michigan this year. I'm not a big Karan Higdon fan. I'm really not. And also, it's been a minute. I haven't spoken outright and out loud about the Michigan-Ohio State game. I'm going to just say it like this. I ain't even going to hate on Ohio State. When you're tired of being beat by your rival and you're tired of hearing about it, you'll beat them. Simple as that. That's all I got to say. That was embarrassing. It was disgusting to watch. If I was a Michigan player, I would not want to show my face on campus for the rest of the semester. I'll see y'all after the new year. I would not even want to show my face. Rashawn Gary was a no-show. He's already declared he's sitting out the bowl game, so he's probably even going to leave school now. He's probably gone already. He'll probably take these last exams and then roll and get out of school and get out of there and go start getting ready for the NFL. But he didn't show up for that game. And I think he only came back because the pressure was on him to come back and people started calling him out. His mom even had to go to social media and say, my son has not left school. He doesn't intend to leave school. Nah, you was going to leave. That's why people were saying it, Rashawn Gary. You was going to leave. Stop fronting. You was going to leave. And I ain't got love for players that do that. You stay the whole time, man, and you stay and you play with your dudes. You play with your fan. You play with your... If that's the case, leave in the middle of the year and just stay gone. Do a Bosa. Do what Bosa did at Ohio State. I wasn't mad at the kid. He got hurt. He's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm leaving school. I'm leaving the program. I got the NFL, and I might be the number 1 draft pick. I got to get this lower contusion injury. He had a muscle pull in the groin or the lower abdominal area, upper pelvis area, whatever it was. He decided, I'm good. I'm out of here. I'm not doing this, and decided to leave. I got no beef with that. I got no beef with that at all. If that's what the man wants to do, then peace. But the Michigan-Ohio State game, embarrassing. And I thought that they needed to fire either Jim Harbaugh or the offensive coordinator. The play calling is just horrific. The play calling is horrific. You got these monsters on the outside. And if Shea Patterson's not the guy, then play the kid Mixon. Play the kid Mixon that everybody really wants to see. When people are dubbing like the next Deshaun Watson, just play him. And the times that you're giving him spot duty, he's got a big arm. He throws way further, way better than Patterson does. I'm not sure if because you went out and transferred for Patterson, you felt like you had to play him, but you ain't got to play him next year. Make that quarterback competition open. You got McCaffrey. You got Mixon there. Make that quarterback competition open. And once you pick your kid, if guys want to transfer and go play somewhere else, cool. Also, too, shout out to Jalen Hurts. That is how you do it, people. Grind, wait. Grind, wait. Grind, wait. Grind, wait. And when your opportunity comes, God is going to have it so big. He didn't think that he was going to play in the SEC championship game and lead his team from 14 down to victory while scoring the winning touchdown and scoring 21 unanswered points. When he woke up that morning, he did not know that was going to happen. Nick Saban didn't know. His daddy ain't know. His side piece ain't know. His baby mama ain't know. His girl, his brother. None of the Alabama players knew. None of the Alabama fans. Nobody knew but God. And God had it set up for him, and boy, did he capitalize. Shout out to my man, Jalen Hurts. Now, college football playoff, guys. I have been telling people ever since this playoff was first constructed, for all you BCS fans who hated the BCS, I don't like, the BCS is not for real, the BCS sucks. This college playoff system is nothing but the BCS with 2 extra teams, and you take away the computers. Now, some people would say, but I like the computer. I like that the computers are gone, because how can the computer tell you who's better? Well, how can a human being that has feelings and that has heartstring attachments to universities and head coaches and conferences tell you who the 4 best teams are? Now, I don't have a beef with who the 4 teams are that they put in. Could you have put Georgia in? Yep. Could you have put Ohio State in? Yep. But they looked at it as Ohio State got their ass handed to them by Purdue, a team that's not very good. I think they played in the Yo Mama Bowl. Yeah, I think they played in the Yo Mama Bowl. That's in somebody's backyard while the mama's making fried chicken, collard greens, and potato salad. I think that's the bowl they're playing in. They're playing in the Yo Mama Bowl. Okay, so you don't want to put Ohio State in? Fine. Georgia has 2 losses because they lost to LSU, big. And then you lose to Alabama in the SEC championship game, cool. Oklahoma wins their conference. Alabama wins their conference. Clemson wins their conference. So they're locked. Notre Dame went undefeated. People don't like the fact that they don't play in the conference, but when you have powerful white money, you can do powerful white money things, which means not play in the conference and kind of be your own entity. I ain't never seen them make another college movie about some little wimpy kid making the program at the prestigious university like Rudy, and that movie sucks. That's not even a great movie, man. It's such an overrated... Rudy is such an overrated football movie. It really is. Now, with that all being said, Alabama earned it, they're in. Clemson undefeated, earned it, they're in. Notre Dame, whether you like it or not, earned it, they're in. I'll tell you why Oklahoma's in, even though nobody believes in Oklahoma's defense. And speaking about some of my NFL notes, earlier in the show, Green Bay has an open position for a head coach. Boy, would Lincoln Riley be able to do some things with Mr. Discount Double Check up there. Just saying. But when I look at Oklahoma, Kyler Murray is the reason why Oklahoma is in the playoffs. It's a business, people. You want stars. Name me the stars for Georgia. You got Dwayne Haskins in Ohio State. You can't name me any more stars on that team. The casual fan watching cannot name any more stars on that team. There's no storylines. And I honestly think the college football playoff committee don't want Ohio State there because of everything that went on in the offseason. And before the season started with all the allegations. I 100% honestly believe that is the main reason why the Ohio State Buckeyes are not in the college playoff. Simple. Because they put 62 on my Wolverines. They had to scrape past some teams, but so did Notre Dame. Notre Dame had to scrape past Wake Forest. They had to scrape past Vanderbilt. They've had to scrape past some teams too. They're not the only team. Ohio State's not the only team that had to scrape through some games to get to where they are. But I honestly believe that's the reason why they're not there. So we'll X them out. Now, is Georgia one of the best 4 teams of the eye test that I've seen? Absolutely. Are they better than Oklahoma as a football team? The eye test as I've seen? Absolutely. But that's not what this is about. This is about business, and like I said before, this is not a true playoff. This is the BCS with 2 extra teams and no computers. And you guys just don't want to admit it. I have my own brother tell me, oh, but as a fan, I like it. No, you don't. You bitched and complained about Notre Dame all year long. So you don't like it. You just want to defend your hate for the BCS, but now you all look foolish. You all look foolish now because you hated the BCS. And 9 times out of 10, the BCS did give us the 2 teams. And 9 times out of 10, the team that won that game was the best team in the nation. The only other year that I think that anything came close to it was when Tennessee beat Florida State, but Florida State had lost Chris Winkie to a fluke neck injury in practice leading up to the bowl game, and Marcus Alton had to go play that game. What happened the following year when Winkie was back full strength? They went wire to wire, the number 1 team in the nation, and beat Michael Vick and Virginia Tech, and Winkie had his due Winky had his due, had his game, and so did Peter Warrick, and they got their ring. Should have went back to back. This system is not a playoff. Now, people want 16. 7 and 8 are going to bitch and moan. People want 8 teams. 9 and 10 are going to bitch and moan. You can't have an 18 playoff, people. Stop it. You can't have an 18 playoff. The best you can go is 6 by your standard. But if you have 8, that means you have 5 power conference champions and then possibly 2 other SEC teams. So if you had 8, you mean to tell me that you would have Georgia, Alabama, and LSU in the playoff? What would be the point in even trying to schedule a semi-hard schedule? Or even try to schedule something that was even remotely hard for a team this year? What would be the point in doing that? There'd be cupcakes up and down these team schedules. So you can't do that. So I am going to give you VJ Vernon Huskies, the Big Vanilla Madden, the Big Vanilla Sports Talk Guru. I'm going to give you the solution that not one person on TV or radio has heard for the college football playoff that would be perfecto. It's not 4 teams. It's not 5 teams. It's not 6 teams. It's 7 teams. Okay? Now, peep game. Most people are going to go 7 teams. Yes, 7 teams. I know that's an odd number. I can count. The number 1 team gets a bye. They've earned it. You've earned it, especially if you're Alabama. You mean to tell me Alabama wouldn't earn a bye right now if you went with the top 7 teams? Because they still leaves 6, so it still leaves 3 games to start off with. Still leaves 3 games to start off with. Alabama gets a bye. You set up the brackets. Each team plays until there's 1 left. That 1 team plays Alabama. That 1 team left plays Alabama for the national championship. Alabama shouldn't have to keep playing games at this point. That's what you get for being so dominant and running the table, beating everybody by 20 plus points. You reward that team with a little bit of rest, while the rest of y'all got to fight it out. It's only 2 extra games for the other 6 teams. And then out of those 2 games you played, the last team out of those 6 teams standing plays Alabama for the national championship. So, with that system, it would be Clemson versus Michigan. It would be Ohio State versus Notre Dame. And it would be Oklahoma and it'd be Oklahoma and Georgia. Look at those matchups. And then the winner of the Michigan and Clemson game would play the winner of the the winner of the Georgia and Oklahoma game. Then Alabama then comes in and plays the winner of the Notre Dame and Ohio State game. And then the winner of those 2 games play for the national championship. Fixed. There, right there, fixed. Central Florida, you finished at number 8. If you want in Central Florida, play a harder schedule. I know that's kind of wrong to say because these schools won't schedule them, and I get that. But my system works. 17s, first round team gets a bye. Simple as that, and you play it out from there. The first round team has earned it. The number 1 team has earned it because they have simply run the table, and they've been the number 1 team all year long. You finished number 1. So the Michigan, the Ohio State loss, because if you think about it, Michigan lost to the number 6 team in the college playoff and the number 3 team in the college playoff. Those are their 2 losses, and they're number 7. So they lost to 2 teams. They didn't lose to Purdue. Georgia lost to LSU and Alabama. Clemson hasn't lost. Notre Dame hasn't lost. Oklahoma lost to Texas, but he avenged that loss in the conference championship game and beat them. That's why they're up as high as they are. And because the TVs want Kyler Murray because they know he's going to go play baseball. This is the last shot you're going to get to milk all the money you can out of Kyler Murray in Oklahoma. And Lincoln Riley could be gone. 4 straight Big 12 championships, back-to-back college playoffs now. With being in the Rose Bowl last year. And you could somehow maybe get a national championship now. Oklahoma was in the playoff 2 years ago. Or 3 years ago it was, I remember. Like, they've been there. Oklahoma's been getting to the playoffs. This is the last that you're going to be able to get some juice out of Murray and out of Lincoln Riley. But that is how you fix it. 17's first round, number one team gets a bye the first set of playoff games. They've earned it. And the way you do it is this. Now, I mentioned the teams this year, but this is how I would do it. Damn the rankings. Okay? At a certain point, whoever finishes with the conference championship, you're in. You're in. The Power 5 conference championship tournament games, our conference championship game, you're in. So that would already mean Alabama, Ohio, Clemson, Washington, and Oklahoma. So that would be 5 in. And then you have 2 at-large bids. So the committee would have had to pick this year between Notre Dame, Michigan, and Georgia. Notre Dame's undefeated, so they probably get in. Then it comes down to Michigan and Georgia. They both have 2 losses. They both lost to 2 teams that are ranked in the top 10 of the college playoff. But Michigan's losses is to number 3 and number 6. Georgia losses to number 1 and number 10. To me, that's the deciding factor. Right there. And LSU lost again. LSU's got 3 losses. So Michigan's losses are to an undefeated team and a 1-loss team. And Georgia losses are to an undefeated team and a 3-loss team. Michigan's the 7th team, and that's how you fix the playoff right there. 5 Big 5 Power 5 conference championships and 2 at-large bid teams. Simple. Now, if you want to go to 8, then you can say 8 at-large bid teams, but then you take away the bye that I created. And then if you go to 9, now we doing too much. That's an NFL schedule. We doing too much. That's how you fix it, man. Right there. Right then and there. That's my idea. Stamp, approved, copyrighted, all mine. Put it on a t-shirt. College football. If you want my idea, I'll take $10 million cash and you can have it. I don't want nothing else. Matter of fact, you're going to make way more than that. Make it 20. You got the 20. You got the 20 to transfer into my wife's account. Transfer, because you always let the wife handle the money. Tell wifey, break me off with a couple of 10, 20 grand so I can go fix up my wardrobe and get my suit game because I'm about to be on TV, calling sports more, doing broadcast. Got to get my suit game right. Got to get my suit game and my shoe game tight. We got to move. Buy our house, have our kids and baby, pay for my daughter's college and stuff. I got a daughter that I hear that she told me she's at community college now because she don't want to be at the university. She was telling me, and my sister was telling me this stuff that my daughter was telling her. And I'm like, you know what? I wish I could just cut a check. Just cut a check. Here, baby, take the money. Tell that college, hell with them. Here go your money. Give me my credit so I can go to the school. And boom, I got your 4 years education. Go to college. There's some things I want to do. There's some things that a vanilla brother like myself wants to do. So NCAA football, if you want my idea, it will work. It will generate so much more money for you. Cut me $25 million check. Let me go live. And then you can have it. You can have the rights to it. Because if I see y'all come out with it next year, I'm going to pull this show up from today's date, time, date, and stamped, and I'm suing. I'm suing for everything I can get. You should have just consulted me. Give me the $25 million. Listen, man, I'm going to wrap up. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. I want to thank my boxing. I want to thank my my boxing guests. My man, Kenny Wack, former IBF light heavyweight championship contender, Golden Gloves champion. All my listeners out there, no big send-off, man. I got to get out of here, get showered, get suited and booted, and head down to do this TV taping for this new sports talk show that they're trying to bring out now down in Hollywood. Y'all know I'm doing big things. Listen, also, too, real quick, I want to thank everybody. Sincerely, from my heart, man. I want to thank you all for all your support. Even the people that don't support, that's just watch and scroll, but you don't click like. I thank you, too. I really do, because I know you're watching. I know you are, and I appreciate you too, and I love you too, and I pray for all y'all families. I hope everybody's blessed. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Take care of each other, and just thank you. Also, too, Vanilla Funny Volume 2 coming to the DMV. It's coming home. We got a 250-seat spot. We want to sell it out. We're going to have black-owned business vendors there. We partying, DJ, red carpet, camera crew. It's going to be live, man. It's going to be honeys. It's going to be grown, sexy men. It's grown and sexy. Ain't no dress down event. It's a dress up event. You got to be fresh to come in there. No sneakers whatsoever. No sneakers. Put some damn shoes on. It's okay to throw some hard bottoms on. Put some shoes on. Simple as that. And we doing it big. Big, 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 big. Shout out to my man Brown Eyes Entertainment that's helping me put it together. Shout out to my girl Shonda Gore. That's one of also to my venue searcher out there that might got a venue for me. An old black owned gentleman's private club. Not a gentleman like a strip club, like a black country club kind of thing. But they got the room and they say, hey, we can hold the people you want. We can do the red carpet. We can do it big out here. I already did Vanilla Funny Volume 1. Vanilla Funny Volume 1.5. Now, I got a lot to talk about: marriage, relationships, social media, all the stuff that I see on TV, the presidency. Oh, man, I got all new material for y'all, man. I just been holding it. And just holding it. But I'm about to unleash this shit on y'all. So I want to thank all y'all, too. Also, too, man, shout out to my girl, Sarah Comedian, for getting me on TMZ. I'm on TMZ every 2 to 3 weeks now. Y'all know your boy, VJ, doing big things. And I appreciate y'all. God bless. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. I might get back on wax and holler at y'all sometime later this week. I'm not sure. I got a lot going on, man. So when I can find time and when I think sports is worth it to actually get out and talk about. Notice I didn't say nothing about the NBA today, but the Bulls firing Frank Orber. And notice I didn't say nothing about that team out here in LA and that free agent guy that they got this year. It ain't time yet, but I got a lot for that too. It just ain't time yet. It's still football season. It ain't time yet. All right. God bless. I'm out, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. 100.